Well, good morning, everyone. How are you? Hope you are all doing well, given that many of us are we're in pretty dire straits. For those of us in Texas, and I'm sure probably elsewhere, there are issues. But if you've been watching the news, you know that many people down here lost power. They were without power for days. I think the longest I saw was 63 hours. So that is what? That's almost 3 days, 3 full days. And of course, the temperatures are below freezing, and we have wind chills that are in the negative range. So some have lost water, whether it's because their pipes burst or because the cities that they live in, like here in Arlington, there were main lines that burst. And so the city had to implement an order that told us that in order for the water to be safe to drink, we would have to boil it if we wanted to even cook with it as well. Many people didn't have water, like bottled water, to actually go use. So they had to resort to quick thinking, and many just went out in their yards and got snow and boiled it and let it melt down, and that's how they were getting their water supply so that they could drink and cook with it. So it's been kind of ugly for a week, longer than a week. I mean, the days just seem to all run together, and today is the first day that it's going to be above freezing. So we're going to start to thaw out. However, the temperatures in the night will still go below freezing, and that's not good. So we're really not out of the woods yet. But needless to say, there are a lot of people down here who are in very unfortunate circumstances. Their living standards are deplorable, and it has to be miserable for them. Fortunately, I never lost any power. I never lost any water. So I'm very thankful for that. And I'm hoping that when the big thaw comes to its finality, if you will, that I've done everything I could to keep from having one of my pipes burst, so that I don't have to, one, be without water, or have a big mess to clean up and deal with all of that. So yeah, we're over it, like so many days ago. Not even yesterday, days before yesterday. We're over it. So I'm going to take a little drink of coffee here. Hopefully you guys are warm. And if you're not, if you're struggling, I am so sorry. And I hope that your situation changes for the better quickly. But other than it being Friday, I thought we all could use something to kind of maybe take our mind off of everything that we're having to deal with. So, hey, story time with the truancy officer. Today, I chose a book. It's called Elly and the Smelly Sneaker. And it is a story about a princess who really doesn't want to be a princess. You know, she has to wear pretty gowns and pretty shoes, and she just doesn't like being a princess. So we're going to find out about Elly, and she makes this wish. So let's find out what her wish is, and yeah, let's just kind of enjoy the story. So, all right, guys, sit back, get your blanket if you don't already have one, and we'll read. Elly led a charmed life. Her stepmother treated her like a princess. Her stepsisters showered her with bonbons and feathered hats. Maids scrubbed the house till it shone, making sure Elly never had a single cinder under her manicured nails. Kind of sounds like Cinderella, huh? Oh, so she has this schedule that she has made up for her. So from 9 to 10:15, she has curtsy class. 10:15 to 11:30, advanced tea stirring. 11:30 to 12:15, handshakes for the hoity-toity. 12:15 to 1, dress for lunch. 1 to 2:30, lunch. 2:30 to 3:15, undress after lunch. 3:15 to 4:15, posture practice. 4:15 to 5:30, sitting down for the uppity. 5:30 to 6:30, dress for boring banquet. 6:30 to 8 o'clock, boring banquet. 8 o'clock to 9, undress after boring banquet. 9:01, bedtime. Gosh, I don't know that I would enjoy that schedule every day. But to Elly, life was a royal pain. Poor busy Elly had no friends, no freedom, and no fun. What she really wanted was to run outside with the kids down the street. They frolicked with friends, they skipped in sneakers, and best of all, they played baseball. I like Elly already. The more Elly saw them play, the more she longed to join them. Sometimes late at night, she sneaked outside to practice on her own. Back in bed, she dreamed of opening days and double plays and being on their team. One day, a letter arrived. "The king has issued an open invitation to the palace this morning," said Elly's stepmother. "Only one guest per household. Elly, your stepsisters and I insist that you go. This will be your time to shine. Ta-ta." Elly trudged outside, sank onto the stoop, and wept. "I'm sick of fondues and frou-frous," she wailed. "I just want to play ball." "Dry your eyes, kid," said a gruff voice. Elly looked up, startled. "Who are you?" she asked. "Lefty Lou, designated fairy godfather. I'm pinch hitting for your fairy godmother. She's gone bungee jumping." Elly stared in amazement. "So you want to play ball," said Lefty, twirling his bat. "Well, you'll never get to first base in that get-up. Bibbidi bobbidi blep." Foop! Elly's finery turned into a dusty baseball uniform, and her glass slippers became a pair of Smelly sneakers. "Just what I always wanted," cried Elly. "Thank you." "Ah, forget about it," said Lefty. "Just make sure you're back by noon. That's when the magic wears off and all your threads change back to fancy duds. Now go on, get out of here, and knock one out of the park for me." She was ecstatic. At the ballpark, the smell of hot dogs, popcorn, and excitement crackled through the air. Elly took a deep breath, then jumped right in and had a field day. Her practice paid off as she fired off fastballs, dove for fly balls, and hammered homers. Pitches zipped, bats thwacked, fielders soared, and fans roared as Elly raced around the bases. She had never felt so alive. Even Elly's stepfamily stopped by. "Who is that?" they asked, and marveled at the dazzling new star. Elly amazed her teammates, too, and they cheered her every play. Soon the team captain, Vince, wouldn't let anyone pitch except Elly. Elly loved the game so much she lost track of time during the 7th inning stretch. Looks like the score is tied 3-3. Elly jumped up and sprinted off the field. "Gotta go," she yelled. "Touch base later." "Come back," Vince begged. "You can't leave now. The game is tied." Vince raced after her. Elly got away, but not before one of her sneakers got stuck on the mound. As soon as she got home, phoop! The next day, Vince went searching for Elly. She was already back in her pretty dress, but only one sneaker. "Anyone who can wear this smelly sneaker will be my co-captain," he announced. When he reached Elly's house, her stepmother answered the door. "P.U.," she said, "get that thing away from me." "We wouldn't be caught dead in that," said her stepsisters. "I'll try it on," said Elly. "And ruin your pedicure?" her stepmother gasped. But Elly stepped up to the plate and straight into the shoe. It fit perfectly right off the bat. As her family stood speechless, Elly pulled the matching sneaker from her purse and put it on too. Then Vince pulled something else from his bag. "This is yours too, Elly," he said. "We would never have won without you." "You won a trophy?" said her stepsisters. "Playing baseball?" said her stepmother. Elly nodded. Stepsisters gulped. Her stepmother shook her head. Finally, in a firm voice, her stepmother said, "Elly, I'm shocked. I never dreamed you'd sneak behind my back." Elly was looking kind of dejected. "And make me the proudest mom in the kingdom." Before Elly could answer, her stepsisters chimed in. "Don't worry, Elly. You can still wear gloves and have a coach, and you get to play on diamonds." Elly grinned a grin as big as a Grand Slam homer. "Aw, thanks," she said, and gave everyone a major league hug. From then on, Elly frolicked with her friends and skipped in sneakers. And best of all, she and her charming Vince had a ball. Now she has a new schedule. 9 to 10, curveball class. 10 to 11, advanced seed spitting. 11 to 12, sit-ups for the down-to-earth. 12 to 1, lunch served from home plate. 1 to 2, pitching for paupers. 2 to 3, squats for tots. 3 to 4, bunts for runts. 4 to 5, dugout benches for the unpretentious. 5 to 6, supper on the fly. 6 to 7, Storytime. 7 to 9, family time. 9:01, bedtime. The end. So, Elly and the Smelly Sneaker. It's a pretty good story, especially for all of us who love baseball, which kind of reminds me, I think spring training is about to start. And hopefully, for all of us who are baseball fans and have a major league baseball team in town, we will get to go start watching baseball games like we have in the past. May not be as many fans in the stands quite yet, but hopefully, yes, we'll all get to watch baseball once again in the actual stadiums and not like in our living rooms watching it on TV. So, yes, the game of baseball. I love it. I love watching it. I love playing it. And there's nothing better than going out and finding someone with a glove and a ball to play catch with on a bright sunny day, or even if it's not so bright and sunny, but at least warm enough to where we're not going to freeze while we're out there. So, guys, again, I know you guys are struggling. Many of you are struggling. And I hope the struggle ends soon and we can kind of all have some sense of normalcy back in our lives. But for right now, I will just say it's Friday. Enjoy the weekend that's coming up. Maybe get outside and enjoy that sunshine that we're going to have, at least here in Texas. And think of what your dream might be that you would rather do than have to wear gowns and fancy slippers, because I know that was never me. Never will be me, I can promise you that. Yeah, nothing better than the game of baseball. So, guys, have a good day. Stay warm. It's all going to be over soon. And we'll all get through it, just like we always have. And I will see you next time.